Hello friends. Welcome to Current Affairs Review. Topic for today's video is Russia-Ukraine conflict, impact on Indian economy, Part 2. We addressed the series of disputes between Ukraine and Russia in the first part of the video, which eventually led to the current geopolitical crisis. In this video, we will go through the current turmoil in details, as well as the impact it has on other countries, particularly India, and the modifications and steps that need to be taken to address it. Russia has launched a land, air, and sea invasion on Ukraine, which is by far the greatest conventional military invasion since World War II. The invasion was a result of Volodymyr Zelensky, Ukraine's newly elected president, adopting the Steinmeier formula. According to the formula, Ukraine must declare Donbas an autonomous region. An election will be held only after the departure of Russian troops from the region. In response to such demands, Russia insisted on elections and autonomy in the Donbas region. However, if Ukraine accepts Russia's proposals, pro-Russian forces will gain control of the Donbas region's vast political power. So, in order to reclaim its land, Ukraine will need NATO's assistance. Although Russia accepted the democratic elections, but interference of NATO was not acceptable, as it demands written assurance that NATO will not expand eastwards. With the course of invasion over Ukraine, Russia has paid a high price for it. Sanctions were imposed, interests rated doubled, conversion of money was not possible, and so on. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has had a significant influence on the world economy, particularly in India, where the cost of living and raw material costs have risen dramatically. The conflict is the fundamental reason for the rise in energy prices, in addition to other factors. India imports worth $832 million in metals, $2.05 billion in oil and minerals, $600 million worth fertilizers from Russia, and the trade is likely to halt as a result of Russian sanctions. Pharmacies are imported from India in Ukraine, hence the sales are likely to be hampered by the ongoing turmoil. Russia has been India's technological and military supplier, and the sanctions imposed on Russia may have influenced on the import of Russian defense equipment as well. However, because energy costs are high and supply chains may be disrupted, there is a cost push on services which may pass these pressures on to consumers in the near future. Although keeping aside the complications, as Russia and Ukraine are major grain producers, India can fill the void and emerge as leading exporter in grain supply. Being a major importer of crude oil, India should endeavor to shield itself from price fluctuations. Interfering with the adjustment process is not encouraged, but reserves could be employed to ensure a gradual and measured return to equilibrium, which will act as a shock absorber for the economy. The government's push for public infrastructure is the right one because infrastructure projects create a lot of construction jobs, which leads to a rise in consumption. There will be many more individuals who will want assistance, thus, targeted assistance, offering free food grains, creating jobs, should be prioritized. Proper transparent dialogues among policymakers are urgently needed to ensure that stabilization efforts are coordinated and that the outcomes are not as terrible as feared. Download material for this issue from our website. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you.